Hey everybody, Mike Gillette, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio on the eve of the Arnold Fitness Expo. Just checked into our hotel room, give you a little shot of the lights of downtown Columbus. Everything in Columbus is about the Arnold when the Arnold Fitness Expo is taking place. Even the Hilton changes the design of their key envelopes they give you when you check in. So you've got a great vintage shot of Arnold right there. So obviously, I'm in town, as I've mentioned in previous videos, for the Arnold to present here. And while traveling into Columbus today, I was on the phone earlier this afternoon with one of my athlete clients. And our conversation sort of steered around towards a problem that I see, a problem that a lot of us athletes or not can sort of fall prey to. And that is the tendency towards the next new thing. So in the context of today's conversation, it was really about getting solid with the outcome of several international competitions this athlete had just competed in, and what went well and what was not so productive. And one of the things that was not so productive was this athlete's sort of admitted awareness of trying to sort of adjust and accommodate different opponents. And in her particular sport, that's not necessarily the right move. The process that is in place for her to be at the level she's in has been working quite well. But when you're still sort of new to the highest levels of athletic competition, just being in that arena is daunting. It's a very sensory rich environment. There's a lot going on, all against the backdrop of travel and time changes, and food is different, and water tastes weird, and equipment is not what you're accustomed to in the United States, and it creates all of this. And it's easy to sort of get knocked off your game plan because of all of the newness. I'm sure Columbus is completely safe, and that's siren is of no consequence. In any event, as we talked through this, I was reminded of how it's very easy for all of us to kind of fall prey to trying to adjust something at the first sign of resistance. If something seems difficult, instead of just recognizing that, hey, some things are difficult, it's not uncommon for people to try to change what they're doing. There's got to be an easier way. It's got to be an easier way. And it's not me knocking the idea of working, smarter versus harder. It's great to be efficient, but we also have to recognize that some exceptional tasks take exceptional effort and exceptional resources on our part. So I would caution you from being sort of unnecessarily distracted by that which is new and that which is shiny, because that's always going to be a very seductive thing, and it sort of pulls us. Everyone wants to know the latest hack, the latest trick. And sometimes there's just no getting around that things take a lot of very focused work, and some of that focused work is not entrancing, not inherently intriguing, but inherently necessary for you to be successful. For example, through this weekend, I'm going to be speaking on these types of ideas, and I'm going to be demonstrating some physical manifestations of mental power, basically to sort of amplify the analogies that I make and the metaphors that I use when I describe how people can cultivate and refine mental strengths and mental toughness, and so forth. And I'm not doing anything that's particularly new to me. The things that I do work. The object lessons seem to be effective. So even though there's always going to be some new shiny, distracting way of doing things, I try to be very careful and very objective about assessing the relative effectiveness of those things before I, incorporate something new into my teaching vocabulary. So consider that if you would. Think about the things that you do that are working well. And if they're working well, enjoy the fact that they're working well. I mean, don't get so fond and attached to them that you're never going to want to relinquish them or change or update what you're doing. But believe in what you do that is going well.